they real, babe? I mean, is it the real size of a goose?
Of a what?
Goose?
Babe, that's a moose.
You gotta love how an episode starts out fun, and Sarper always makes it fun. But it doesn't end that way, but we'll get to all that. And also the crazy friend who clearly wants more than Jessica just can't stop, and they are gonna throw down. But we'll get to all that. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, mark all those notifications so you get all of the videos when they come out. Thank you so much for the support. Y'all are amazing. Let's get right into it because it did not disappoint. The madness that is 90 Day Fiancé Season 11.
I think that most people would probably hardly believe that this was my background. I survived it.
Actually, it explains a lot. She said she was raised in an Amish community and her family was basically didn't have any of the outside conveniences of the world, and then now she is where she is and people wouldn't expect that. Well, actually, her breaking out of that and just going absolutely crazy, LA with the Botox and all that kind of stuff, kind of really just explains it all.
I'll bring him over to the other side.
What on earth is he wearing? I mean, I get the helmet, I get it, you're riding a horse, I understand safety, protection, all that good stuff. But my God, Sarper does not, I mean, he's having a blast, so I don't care what he actually looks like, but it's funny.
With your sisters.
But horses can't speak, and my sisters can.
Oh, yeah. That reaction says it all right there. He's like, I know, that's the problem. I wish they couldn't speak. Now, Sarper did make plenty of faux pas with Shariah when she was there, so he definitely has some making up to do. But are they actually going to give him a chance? That is the question.
And things you've chosen to do to me in our relationship. It's your own fault. Take ownership of it.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with taking ownership of things you do, and Sarper's made some mistakes. But Shekinah's trying to act like she had no say or no doing of any fights in their relationship whatsoever. And that's just ridiculous because the way she is, the way she's been in the relationship, she has definitely contributed to some of the problem. Whether it's him coming over here and actually acting like it's not his house or he doesn't have a place to live, or basically saying you can't go anywhere but the library and to explore the town because I don't trust you. So kind of own up yourself instead of just basically saying, it's all you.
Today I decided to see Jade.
Oh, see, that's where you're already making your mistakes.
She's an ex-girlfriend to Mark.
Yes.
Before me.
Okay.
Que j'enlève dans ma tête ce
I must clarify the doubts I have about Mark.
doute concernant Mark.
Okay.
Est-ce que c'est vrai?
I need to know the truth. See, that is where you're already messing up. You're talking to the ex. This was, by the way, this is all teed up by the friend who's best friends with Jade, who Mark still thinks is her friend, but she was basically talking trash and doing all these shady things behind his back when he went off, which was stupid on his part. And now you have this meeting with the ex, and you're saying you need to know the truth. The worst person to get the truth from is the ex, because it doesn't matter if it ended even remotely, just a little bit bad. It doesn't have to be horrific, but a little bit bad. They're not going to give you an honest truth. They're just not. So you may not trust Mark, and certainly he has made plenty of mistakes, but acting like going to the ex is the right call, sorry, that's dumb.
A little bit after we tried to do the long distance thing.
Okay, she's trying to see if there's any overlap in their relationships.
It's possible Mark might have still been in love with me when he met her.
Okay.
Do I
Interesting. All right, but
think that I was the one who got away? I would say probably.
Disregard, absolutely disregard. This chick is so full of herself, and she just thinks she's the one that got away. He misses her so much. Maybe he does, but you have the ego to think that about yourself instead of just moving on like you said you're happy about. Nah, there's more going on here. Not with them together, but her and Diana are definitely trying to sabotage this relationship. Now, Mahdi tries to do something fun for Stevi. How long do you think that lasts before it's completely derailed?
Oh my God. I will leave you there.
Ha 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 ha.
What will you do?
Yeah, what would you do?
Go back to Iran.
Okay, let's stop right there. Now, if she said, oh, I'll just leave you there, ha ha ha, and he said, ha ha ha, well, I'd go back to Iran after she said, what would you do? Joke, perhaps, just in jest, right? Not for Stevi. Look at that face. Look at that face right there. My God, she's mad already.
But you just said, come back and get me. Don't leave me.
Yeah.
You said, Yeah.
So you should have said, see, now she's telling him what he should have said when he was just playing with her. You should have said, come back and get me. Why? Y'all are just playing back and forth. Do you really need that much assurance for him to say that in a joke? Then you got more mental issues than we can't even discuss on this show.
I guess it was a comeback, but it's a comeback that
Exactly.
you've been joking about when you're not joking.
Okay, see, now she's making a lot of assumptions. He's never said he's going to go back. He said he was struggling. So what? He's struggling. He's never said he was going to leave you. All he at most said is he might want to go back and visit, but also acknowledged that would be difficult, and he's not even saying he actually would do that. So she is making all these assumptions and putting all this on him. You know what that's called? That's projecting. That's how you feel. Does not make it true.
If he meant what came out of his mouth, then all I'm feeling is pissed off.
You are dumb. You're dumb. Very, very, very dumb. Because if you're saying if he believed that, you're pissed off. No, you believe that. You believe he believes or he meant what he just said, when in reality, it was nothing more than a joke. It was clearly nothing more than a joke. You only need about a brain cell and a half to rub together to figure out that that was a joke. But you were so hung up on, him saying, I might want to go back and visit, or anything with his home country, that you just can't let it go. I really think she's the one with the problems of moving forward. Why are you playing this goofy music? It's either a rap intro or it's really goofy music with him. I don't know what the deal is. I'm starting to think they're going to be the only ones that make it, because they're just having too much fun with the background music and everything for these two.
I'm in the house. You're always home.
Okay.
I'm always home? Most of the times.
Yes?
I think you should go more.
All right. Okay. So listen, this is the thing about this. A lot of things can be true. For one, rude. It's the mom's house. I mean, sorry, but that's rude. But at the same time, she should not be focusing her frustrations on the mom. The mom can be there all she wants. The reality is you're there because your fiance, her son, decided that, oh, I'm going to pretend like I got it all together, and in reality, we're going to stay with mom for about 2 to 3 years. So now she is frustrated, and she's projecting this again, a lot of projection going on in this show, to the mom. So rude, but at the same time, that's not really where her frustration lies.
For her to say that I think was a little out of line.
Now, that is also true. However, the only thing you should be talking to Gregory about is, Gregory, if you're talking about getting married, then you need to be looking at finding your own place for you and your wife to create your own space, to create your own family. A little apartment it may be, that's why you move your way up, instead of saying, she said something that offended me. So, you should say to her, that offended me, fine, whatever. But also say to your son, you need to grow up.
Since she was 18.
Stripper since 18,
I'm really
of course.
Jealous, possessive,
Okay.
Middle Eastern mentality.
So you make every excuse in the book? Okay, you make every excuse in the book. You met her in the same strip club she's going to work for. You knew what you were getting into, and now you're going to say, I can't help it, it's my mentality. Like, red flags are an understatement. It's like red flares all over the place with this chick. She is using you. That is pretty clear. And you are too stupid to realize it, or you're too blinded. So instead of realizing it, calling it off and saying, hey, that was a weird time in our life, you are literally going to blow up everything you have going for you, including your family, just because you really like this stripper. You got serious issues.
Antonella have many toys. All ex-boyfriend bring some gifts for Antonella.
Okay, that sounds okay, fine. All ex-boyfriends, sure, maybe you have an ex that brings a gift, but all ex-boyfriends? Like, how long were these exes for? Was it like, oh, we were dating for, I don't know, one night? Because I guarantee the way she's living, she's either got sugar daddies, she's either a call girl. There is more going on than that. She's definitely using them for money, but she's too stupid to see it. Amani is too stupid to see it. And Matt is too much of a coward to truly say something and speak up.
Accepting gifts from other men is appearing available.
It's like if your wife or girlfriend was oversleeping with someone in the corner and they're actually actively involved in intercourse, and you're like, it's kind of a red flag when I think someone might be actively dealing with their ex, but I'm not really sure yet. While it's going on right here. That's how oblivious, stupid, and naive these people are. It's insane.
That's
Well, she
family.
doesn't understand the concept of girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife.
Oh, okay.
She
Sure.
understands friend and family.
They are trying to, so this is the whole thing. They're trying to explain, Matt and Amani are trying to explain how they've already told their daughter about this. But, you know, it's like a special friend, a special family member. And then Annie back there is trying to say, oh, the same thing. They are all messing up these kids so bad. The therapy bills later in life are going to be so insane, it's crazy. And yet they're justifying it by like, well, we've told her about you. You've told her about this random person that's going to come live with you that they don't know, that you need to accept as family. And it's another person that's going to be somehow connected to mommy and daddy, possibly romantically. This kid is not going to know which way is up and which way is down.
In my mind, I'm like, I don't know, this is sort of a soup.
Well, even though you didn't make the mac and cheese right, by the way, kid kind of needs a little bit of discipline there because he definitely think he owns that house for sure. But other than that, you made something great. It's not really, I mean, it's Kraft mac and cheese, it's powdered cheese, so I mean, it's not really real mac and cheese, but hey, it's delicious. What are you gonna do? Now, Juan wanted to have a talk, and let's just say that Jessica doesn't make it easy for him or doesn't even begin to understand where he's coming from.
It definitely bothers me when one complains about having to watch David all day. Like,
yeah.
I've been doing it for...
Yeah, except for the fact that that's not what he did. He said he's struggling. He said that he sees himself as someone who can provide, who has a job, and this stuff at home and taking care of the house and everything like that is a struggle for him. He is trying to tell you that he is struggling, and instead of saying, I get it, look, you can get a job, you can do all these things, but we have to work through this process and try to be there, you instead saying it makes you mad because he said something that he didn't actually say. This is the dumbest crap I've ever seen in my life. But it gets worse with her. This just goes to show you how supportive she is. By the way, she definitely cheated back in the past too. So I don't buy that he did something worse than she did. She definitely was doing it too. But wait till her friend gets involved.
She's always honest. She's very upfront and very straightforward.
Yes.
She does come right out with things.
Yes. Okay. And that's true. She did. I don't think she necessarily said it to be demeaning, but it was wrong to really say it, and really she should be addressing her concerns with Gregory. He is the one that should catch the ire and the frustrations, not the mom. Plenty of issues with the mom, who is coddling Gregory at this stage in his life, but even so, it should be focused on Gregory.
In my head, I'm just playing this perfect commingled family life together.
That's because you're mentally disabled. I really think so. You are that mental and that delusional that you're going to say you're playing this whole perfect family thing as a throuple with these kids who have no clue what's going on. All you're doing is messing up your kids and making them confused for life.
What's she dancing on right now? Somebody's touching her, like... I don't know, sometimes I feel like I think like a man.
Yeah, you don't think like a man. You think like a woman. And a really jealous, possessive woman at that. So you trying to say that to explain away the fact that you're jealous about a stripper that you met in the strip club that she's going to work at? I mean, just say that out loud and you might be like, yeah, I kind of sound crazy right now.
I've always wanted to come here, so I'm really excited, and I feel kind of bad for being a bitch.
Oh. Do you feel bad because now you got something that you really like? So basically what you're saying is, oh, okay, you can do whatever you want, but as long as he brings the nice gifts and things and everything like that, then everything will be fine because you'll be able to forgive his discretions, even though there were no discretions, and the crazy person is you.
Why is she like, I don't understand this.
He's trying to explain how he doesn't understand the getting on one knee thing, but she's been sending him videos of people getting on one knee, basically saying, I want you to do this, and he's like, I don't understand this. This would be hilarious if he proposed and he said, look, I love you, this whole extravagant thing, I ain't getting on one knee though, because that's crazy.
Will you marry me?
What? Turn around, don't do it. Say no, you're doing him a favor. Oh my God, of course you say, and you know what, there's people doing yoga on the beach and everything, and they promptly screamed and, cheered and then said, all right, now the downward dog position. No, that didn't happen, but that would have been, well, probably, that would have been hilarious. He set up this whole thing, said, marry me on the beach, did this whole thing for her after she got upset because they had a little back and forth, a fun back and forth, and he joked, I'll just go back to Iran. That should have been right there, him saying, yeah, I'm going to postpone this a little bit because that's crazy. Herbie, Megan's husband, Does he know that Megin is also attracted to Jessica and is a closet lesbian? I don't think so, because there is no other way. I'm sorry, but there aren't friends that are like that is just so obsessed with what's going on with Juan and trying to tear it apart unless you have romantic feelings with this person. So she definitely wants to be with Jessica. Go, Megin! Ah, you know, when the show happened, and I laughed too hard at that, but I don't feel bad. Sorry, I don't.
All right, Jess, you got this.
All right, watch this. Now watch how Megin moves over as soon as Jessica gets up. Moves over and shifts right next to Juan. Didn't even take a second.
Have you been showing Jessica that she can trust you again?
The hell you just say? Ain't none of your damn business, woman. What the hell is she even talking about? She is coming over and the first thing she says is, how have you been working to make sure she can trust you again? The response could be, well, how has your friend been, trying to make sure that I can trust her because she cheated on me as well? Of course, that would be super petty. He clearly has shown he's not going to do that, but he had the perfect response.
How about quitting my job and coming here and leaving everything behind?
Yes, 100%. But you did not owe anything to her. You should have said, I'm not answering that right then and there. This is getting tired, Megin. You clearly have a problem. What's wrong with you? Can we talk about how you might need therapy to work on some underlying issues?
Look, I'm just sick and tired of this conversation all the time. And I'm tired of you bringing this up all the time.
Yes, but look, now the whole time Jessica sits there like this, just looking on, doesn't say a thing. She eventually says something, but she should have cut this off right before Juan could even say it. He said, Juan, don't even worry about it. Megin, there's a problem. I don't know why you're obsessed with this. I have told you to stop. You need to stop, or we're not going to spend time with you anymore. Would you like that? And that should be the end of it. But she didn't do that. Look at this. Look at this crazy. She looks insane. She seriously looks like Glenn Close, in Fatal Attraction. That's what she looked, not like literally in the face, but just the craziness in her eyes. Like, she is obsessed with Jessica. It is really scary. She clearly has a problem. This is not best friend behavior. This is obsession behavior.
I mean, I'll ruin your life.
She literally threatened him for something that she's afraid might happen in the future. You know what should have happened? There. Jessica should have stepped in and said, excuse me, I don't know why you're threatening my husband. Or my future husband. This has nothing to do with you. I can handle it if it happens, and I won't be with him if it happens. But that's not your business. You don't need to be threatening anyone to ruin their life. Crazy, crazy lady. Why is she friends with her? If she finds out she's this insane, and her husband's right there and is not saying, calm down. Someone should voice some reason. Her friend isn't, and her husband isn't. Juan's the only one that said anything back to her. Ridiculous.
Threatened me?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes, she absolutely threatened you.
Ain't nobody gonna ruin my life.
I love that because he's so serious, so deadpan. Ain't nobody gonna ruin my life. He's like, I don't care. You're not gonna ruin my life. I'm gonna live my life. And that's a good attitude to have. But if you constantly have this, chicken over here pecking at you, eventually it's gonna be too much for you if it just never stops.
What's surprising to me right now is that Mark is saying he broke up with me, and that is not what happened.
So this is the crazy part about this. She literally tells Mina that we don't have anything going on. He would reach out every now and again, see how I'm doing, but nothing romantic, nothing inappropriate, nothing like that. She latches on to the fact that he said he broke up with her, and she's like, I broke up with him. The most irrelevant conversation. Most of the time in past relationships, if it ended badly, one person's going to say they broke up with that person, the other one's going to say the same, that they broke up with them. No one's going to say, yeah, I got dumped. Most of the time. It is irrelevant to your relationship right now, but that's what she latches on to because that's what she is offended by. It shows a lot of character on her part, not good character either.
Everybody say, can you sign the prenup?
Again, why is she talking with this girl about these things? This is not, you just met his ex-girlfriend and you're talking about the personal things in your relationship. Again, you can say Mark has made a lot of mistakes. He absolutely has. He hasn't put his daughter in her place. He's let a lot of these things go on. He has made tons of mistakes. But you have no business talking with his ex-girlfriend about this. It's not going to end well, and she's not going to be like, yeah, but he's a good guy. No, of course not, because this is coordinated. Jade and Diana are trying to ruin this relationship. That's clear.
It's never too much, girl.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
Mark is paying?
Yeah.
Exactly. Talking about money. She's like, no, spend all his money. Oh, you spent $1,000? You should have spent more than that. Exactly. She is trying to destroy them. She's trying to destroy Mark. I don't think she really cares about Mina. She's trying to destroy Mark. Sure. Okay, this is where you're making a mistake. Jade is the nicest person. She is playing you. She's putting this on. She is playing you like a fiddle, and you're taking it hook, line, and sinker because she's saying, or she's basically confirming some of the things you feel. But guess what? If anything you feel is negative, she's going to confirm it because she's trying to destroy your relationship. I don't know how I can be more... I can't be more clear about this.
It's not what I wanted, but at that moment I was feeling so low. It shut me up. It stopped me from crying.
So she decided to tell him that Amani said she'd actually want to, or I'm sorry, Annie said she would actually want to be with Amani more than she would want to be with Matt. Oh, but I kept this secret from you. I'm like, you're kind of dumb, aren't you? Because she literally was just trying to say something in that moment. She is playing both of you. All she wants is money and gifts and whatever she can get. You really think she feels for you? She doesn't care. She is on sale to the highest bidder.
Get a mini off her back or something, but
she absolutely was. And the fact that you're saying, I don't know if she was doing this, instead of being like, that's absolutely what was happening. You should be tapping out right now. You should say to Amani, I'm going back to the United States with our kids. This was a bust. This was a good learning mistake. We're never doing this again. Are you coming with me? That should be the end of it, and see where her loyalties lie, if it's with you or if it's with this stripper girlfriend that she wants to live this fast lifestyle that all it's going to get her is broke and in a lot of trouble.
To go about this, you need to be honest with me, woman. I'm just going to tell you now.
Exactly.
I didn't think it was my place to tell you that this...
You didn't think it was your place to tell your husband something that you were keeping from him. Whose place was it? The stripper that you invited into your relationship? What the hell is wrong with you? This is beyond being blinded by love or lust or infatuation. This is just extreme stupidity to the ultimate level.
It sucks. I feel like I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place.
You are not. You have a husband who you started a family with. This is not between a rock and a hard place. This is go with your family. She's basically admitting that she will leave her husband in a second for this lustful relationship with this stripper that'll end with her, again, broke and in a lot of trouble. Oh my God, it's like some weird feminist hippie mob squad. I don't know what the hell I'm looking at right now, but let me tell you something. Well, let's just wait until we get some crazy close-ups on their face.
I mean, Shekinah has a way of definitely just...
Oh my God, look at them. They look worse than Shekinah. Like, I thought Shekinah was bad with her injections and surgeries and everything like this. My God, what is it about them that they think if they put all this crap in their lips and their face and everything like that, that's what attraction is? No, you just look like some kind of weird freak show or something like that. Like, okay, I guess if you feel good about yourself looking in the mirror, but you kind of look bizarre and like you spend all your money on fillers.
Miss the last exit before the bridge and you are in the bridge and you cannot go back. I feel that.
This is the problem. He's trying to explain and trying to talk about how he's different because he made those mistakes with Shariah. But the problem is they're not really giving him a chance. They're not really letting him try. And oh, by the way, there's still that little bit of language barrier where he's trying to find the right words and things like that. Either way, they're never going to accept him. That's the problem, is they go in with this mindset and they're probably telling Shekinah, yeah, we'll give him a chance. But in reality, it's like, we're just going to disregard him. Two of her sisters didn't even show up. Now, I don't know what the reason was. She didn't say it's explicitly because of something with Sarper, but either way, it's not a good start. And them talking about he needs to be a man and do all these things and do this and do that, while Shariah has what appears to be a lemongrass drinking hippie type of person who walked up trying to look tough, but in reality is just soft as they come. It's amazing that they have what they have going on and still think they are the arbiters of truth and what can be someone who can give advice. It doesn't make any... The only one in here that I'm like, might have it together is Sarper. That's the crazy part. Wouldn't have said that about 6 months ago, but now I think he's the most normal one. It was an insane episode, and the show continues to be insane as we go on. We have the SmackDown with Juan and Megin, which clearly that's not going to resolve anytime soon. Sarper is in hot water, but not really of his own doing, and Mina just is taking the advice of an ex because that's genius. We'll see how all those maddening things play out the next time, but make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, share with your friends. I appreciate all the support. support. Y'all are amazing, and I'll see y'all next time.